There's a police force in New York that spends its shift pulling ducklings out of storm drains, busting poachers with a license plate number, and catching people lying about turkeys during a routine traffic stop. They cover 5 million acres of forest, thousands of lakes, and every backyard in between. And most New Yorkers have no idea they exist. They're called Environmental Conservation Police Officers, ECOs. And this is what 1 month on patrol actually looks like. This isn't a desk job. It's a badge, a truck, and a radio that could send you anywhere in the state. If you're new here, every few weeks the states publish these wildlife enforcement reports. And buried inside government PDFs are some of the wildest true crime stories nobody's reading. I read them so you don't have to. Let's get started. April 1st, Route 29, town of Milton. Iko Durowski is on routine patrol when he spots a turkey on the shoulder, clearly hit by a passing car. He doesn't just drive past. He flips on his emergency lights to block the injured bird from wandering back into traffic, carefully catches it, and gets it into a crate for transport to a rehabilitation facility. X-rays show the injuries are minor. 10 days later, Iko Durowski is back, this time to help release the turkey right back where it was found. It's a full circle story, same officer, same road, same bird, but this time walking away instead of lying on the shoulder. Up next is another story about a turkey. This time, it doesn't end well. April 29th, town of Campbell. Iko McNamara pulls over a speeding vehicle. Nothing unusual, until he starts talking to the people inside. They tell him they're coming back from turkey hunting in Massachusetts, but insist they didn't catch anything. Normal enough story. Except the driver's tailgate tells a different one. Fresh blood, turkey feathers, impossible to miss. Confronted with it, the driver changes his story on the spot and admits to harvesting 2 turkeys. Iko McNamara doesn't stop there. Working with DEC investigators, he confirms the vehicle really was in Massachusetts that morning, then finds bagged turkey meat in a cooler and a whole turkey in the truck bed with no tag, a legal requirement under Massachusetts law. 1 speeding ticket, 1 charge for illegal possession of protected wildlife, all because a routine stop turned into an officer noticing what didn't add up. April 28th, town of Beekman. A resident calls it in, a mother duck pacing back and forth near a storm drain, clearly panicked. Iko Radomski shows up and finds the problem immediately. 11 ducklings trapped down in the drain while their mother paces helplessly above them. With help from the town's highway department, the Iko lifts the grating, nets each duckling one by one, and sets them back down on the road, right next to their mother. 11 for 11. Every single one made it back. April 26th, South Sandy Creek. A tip comes in about illegal fishing at 3 men carrying dripping black garbage bags to their car, then heading back to the creek for more. Lieutenant Bartoszewski and Iko Maxwell track down the vehicle, then watch through binoculars as the group works the creek bank. Not fishing at all, but pulling something straight out of the ground. It turns out they're harvesting fiddleheads, the young, curled shoots of the ostrich fern, a protected and vulnerable plant in New York. And they're doing it on private property they had no permission to touch. When the officers finally count what's in those bags, roughly 10,000 ferns. 10,000. Wiped from one stretch of creek bank in a single outing. The trio gets ticketed for unlawfully removing a protected plant and for misusing a DEC fishing access site to do it. It looks like the whole orchestra is fiddling with the law. May 8th, kids at recess at Fishkill Plains Elementary spot something odd. A Canada goose gosling, all alone, no parents in sight. The school's resource officer calls it in, and Iko Zulo responds. He searches the area for the gosling's family and comes up empty. So he makes a judgment call. He drives the baby goose to Vassar College, where he knows there's an active flock, parent geese, other goslings, the whole family unit. He sets the lost gosling down in front of the group, and just like that, it's adopted, taken in without hesitation, like it had always belonged there. DEC actually posted video of the moment on their YouTube channel. It's one of those small, quiet wins nobody gives a conservation officer credit for, but it's exactly the kind of work these officers do every week. April 22nd, Freedom Park, Buffalo. A complaint comes in. A group is keeping walleye out of season, right in the park. By the time Eco Bob Scene arrives, they're already gone. But the person who called it in got the license plate. Bob Scene runs it, drives to the address, and as he's pulling into the driveway, he sees the homeowner in the act, sliding a bag of fish into the freezer. Inside, 2 walleye, caught out of season, straight out of the Niagara River. No fishing license either. Digging further, he finds a second person involved, who'd taken 11 more out-of-season walleye that same night. Total, 13 illegal fish, confiscated, and 2 people ticketed, all because someone bothered to write down a license plate. Now that's seeing something and writing something. 11 ducklings saved, a gosling adopted into a new family, a turkey given a second chance, a lie unraveled at a traffic stop, 10,000 ferns protected, 13 illegal fish taken off a poacher's hand. That's 1 month, told to just 6 of the calls New York's Environmental Conservation Police answered, out of thousands more just like them. If you see something, a poacher, a polluter, or an animal that needs help, DEC wants to hear about it. The number's on screen now, 1-844-DEC-ECOS, 24 hours a day. Because somewhere in New York, right now, an ECO is already on patrol. Every week, Northeast Conservation Beat brings you the real stories of environmental enforcement happening in your backyard, from wildlife rescues to poaching busts across the Northeast. Drop a comment below and tell us which state we should report from next week.